Hey everyone, I'm Anna and I help you grow beautiful and healthy plants. On our community on YouTube, I asked you, my dear friends, if you would be interested to see my very first purchase in this year. Basically, I went to the garden center, my local one in my city, which had a very long, well, it seems to be very long, winter break because it's cold, so they don't really sell plants. But they opened this last Saturday, and of course I ran there. They didn't have that many plants, I must say, because normally they have just a ton of plants, really a lot. But I bought these 6, and I'm gonna show you also the prices as well, because you were interested in that as well. And I'm gonna show you in the end also 4 Hoyas that I swapped on a Facebook group. This is an amazing platform basically, which really works really cool for me because I can swap plants and you don't really need to buy everything. If you can grow a plant from a cutting, then you just swap and then you have the new plant. Okay, let's start from this smaller one, which is a Hoya, and you can see there are several plants in it. It is growing pretty amazingly because it has also several new growths here, and also aerial roots are growing. So for the aerial roots, I must make sure that the air humidity will be high in my room as well, because otherwise these aerial roots may get dry. And actually this is the easiest way to propagate. You just cut the stem in between the nodes, and especially if you have aerial roots, it's already so easy to propagate and have more of them. But here I think I have 4 or even maybe 5 plants. We don't really need this, so I'm gonna remove it. And this is Hoya Vayetii for $7.99. I think it's pretty good deal. This is not a very rare variety of Hoya, well, at least in my area, and I think you can also buy them online. But I really liked it. I really like this brownish or dark purple edge on the leaves. And I love Hoyas. Maybe I need to make another video about my Hoyas separately, because I think I have over 20 of them now. Alright, next is this one, which is Saxifraga, but this is not the common green one, but this is a variegated one. And you can see that the leaves, some of the leaves have really this vibrant, very bright red color, but some of them are pinkish and have white on it. This is actually very beautiful. Again, there are several plants here. Some leaves are dry because, it's their first arrival of plants, and it's totally fine. Some leaves can get, of course, dry, and I'm gonna remove them. And this was also for $7.99. I think for such a plant that has, several plants in it, this will be a very beautiful one, and I'm gonna repot it, of course. I want to grow actually all my plants in clay pots. So this year, I think it will be a huge project to repot all of my plants into clay pots. Why? Because I don't really like how my shelves look at the moment, because I have all types and forms and colors of pots, so I would like to have this more aesthetic look of clay, just clay terracotta pots with different plants. I believe that in this way you will be able to see the plants better, because now it's too vibrant, very colorful. But yeah, this is my second purchase. This is asparagus, and I had asparagus already, but I gave it to my neighbor who had a bathroom with a window, and I didn't want mine to get, brown or yellowish leaves, because I didn't really have very high air humidity at the time, so I gave it to my neighbor. This is $3.99. This is very cheap, I think, for such a plant that has so many stems, and the new growth is coming out. And also you see this branch is so beautiful. This is a new one that will open up and be so lush and just adorable. I just love asparagus. I think it just reminds me of somehow forest. I love it. Unfortunately, I don't have a bathroom with a window. I do have a bathroom, obviously, but I have very high air humidity now. Sometimes I even think that maybe now I need dehumidifier, because I think my humidifier showed 70%, which is actually not so cool for people. Now look at this This is an absolutely amazing one. Again, several plants in it, several cuttings, new growth from almost all of them, I must say. The new leaves are growing from 1, 2, 3, 4 stems. Of course, I could separate it and I will have then several plants, but I'm not gonna do it because I want to have a fuller pot. And normally I want to even cut it and propagate it and to have several plants in one pot because you will have just a better looking, fuller pot. And just the texture of the leaves is so good. It looks like, I don't know, it's green, but you really see all the lines and everything. And from the other side, from the bottom side of the leaves, they are absolutely very interesting. I think they're very unique. And the size of the leaves, look at my hand just to compare, they're pretty big. And I think if I would put it in a place where it will receive bright light, I think the leaves may get even bigger, or at least they will not get smaller. And this is Epipremnum Marble Planet for $9.99. I think it's also a pretty good price for this kind of plant. Absolutely love it. Next one is this one, and I must say I'm a bit sad about this one because it's an absolutely amazing plant. Like, look at this philodendron, but here you see that half of the leaf was torn and it was just on the floor because I think people were not careful with it, or I don't know, maybe because, you know, the plants were just put very close together and taking them out, you know, yeah, these kind of things can happen. Of course, this is a physical damage. Of course, this leaf will not grow back, but the new leaf will be healthier and happier as well. But this is an absolutely gorgeous plant, and look at this, the new leaf will be opening up soon. It has several aerial roots already growing. I must repot it, of course, but if I would like to propagate it, I could have 1, 2, 3, actually 4 plants just from this one. I think I will let it grow just a little bit because this leaf, I want it to open and mature a little bit before I would cut it here and propagate it. This is also $9.99. So this is it. I must be careful with this one because it's a bit heavy and it can tip over. Look at this peace lily, the variegated one. This is Passiflora diamond, and I must say that I have several peace lilies, but I've never had a variegated one. That's why I'm very excited about this one. I must say that the leaves seem to be a little bit thicker than my peace lily, just the green one. But look at this, like with white lines and with gray, absolutely beautiful. Also several plants in it. I can actually propagate this one as well, but again, I would rather prefer to have a fuller pot with more plants in it. And this is Passiflora diamond for $9.99. I think for all these 6 plants I paid $49.99 I think, and for 50 I think 6 plants, and these type of plants, several plants in each pot, it's an absolutely amazing price and I'm very happy about them. This is my first purchase, but before purchasing this, I actually in the same week I swapped some other plants, and let me show you. This one and this one. Well, these are Hoyas, and I have around maybe 20 Hoyas. Some are not so rare, some are quite rare, I must say, and also quite expensive, but I have never seen or never had this type of Hoya. First, when I saw it, I thought, oh, this plant, it must be a bit, you know, unhealthy, a bit sick, because the leaves seem to be, you know, not healthy basically, but this is just the exact way how the plant is growing. The plants have this kind of leaves that are wrapped around the stem, but in nature, if they have something to grow on, they actually open up. And I've seen such videos, of course, doing my research to learn how to take care of them, and I saw that if they have something to lean on and if they have something to basically hold on and to grow up, then these leaves can open up. But if they don't, they grow just like this. And I think this way they also preserve humidity. But yeah, absolutely amazing one. This is Hoya imbricata. The next is, I think this one you will most probably know. This is Hoya bella with tiny leaves, a little bit, sharp leaves, and I think this is a very common one and still beautiful. Well, I swapped, so when I swap plants, for me it seems that, it's for free because I just give a cutting and then I have a totally new plant that I can grow from a cutting. I'm pretty happy about it. And this one is rotundiflora. So Hoya rotundiflora with square leaves, and look at this tendril. I really hope that it's gonna work, that it's gonna basically grow and we'll have a new leaf soon, because sometimes the tendrils get dry. I don't really know why. I know that if they don't find support, they can get dry, or if the air humidity is not so high, again they can get dry. But I really hope that I fixed that problem with my humidifier, and now with the air humidity it should be fine. I must say that I really want to also repot it, but I'm so scared to do it. I'm not gonna do it, of course, now. Maybe I will do it in the spring, but this is a very unique. I have 1, 2, 3 tiny cuttings of lacunosa, Hoya lacunosa super silver, and which is actually pretty awesome because the leaves are almost completely gray. You can see some sprinkles of green, but overall they are gray. And here in moss, I also have another cutting. So basically here I have moss, which is a little bit moist, and I have this one cutting just laying down on a moss, which is moist, to basically help it grow more roots, because this cutting is quite long, as you can see. And here I would like to basically cut the stem into pieces and propagate it, because from all the nodes and from everywhere it's basically growing amazing, adorable roots. And I'm gonna propagate this as well to see, if I can get a fuller pot. But for now it is in this transparent zip bag, laying down on the moss just like that. I spray it sometimes, and I open the zip bag as well from time to time just to air it out, to make sure also, to check on it and see if everything is fine or not. And it has also some smaller holes here, so it's not absolutely zipped, but it has some holes for air ventilation. And I hope that this will work just properly. Okay, this is my very first plant haul for this year. Of course, there will be so many more to come. If you have already bought any plants, please write the names in the comments, because I'm curious and maybe I would like to also buy more. Of course, in this year I'm gonna get more plants and more and more and more, because it's never enough. Oh, and of course, I forgot to say that actually I activated membership on this channel, because I would really like to connect with you and basically get to know you as well. So through this membership, we would be also maybe even doing some, I don't know, Zoom calls or calls on Google Meet, just to get to know each other, to share our experience with each other. Maybe I will also be doing some sort of videos that will not be posted on the general YouTube channel, but it will be a little bit, only for members. I would like to know what you think about that. Don't forget to subscribe. I forgot to say that. Stay passionate about plants. See you in the next one.